Hello everybody and welcome to this week's Me My Mug. In this week's episode, we're going to Kenya, to Kiriga, again. Okay, I hear you. Shh, stop. I hear you. I know we did this coffee last week, but last week we did the AA, and this week we did the AB. This week we're doing the AA. What is the difference? We talked about it last week. AB is the screen size. It's a little bit smaller than the AA. The AA is meant to be the better one. We're going to kind of do that, and it's going to be really, really fun. I promise you after this, there will be no more Kirigas in my mug until the next crop comes round. Okay? Promise. But I have something very, very exciting to share with you. So I've been going to see Brian now for 6-7 years. We've become really good friends, to the point of we flew him across to Manchester for the launch of Coffeeography, a fantastic book that you can find only available on Has-Been and other disreputable stores. Every time I talk to Brian, we normally we go to eat Choma, and Choma is like a barbecue place by the side of the road. There's normally plastic chairs and not so nice furniture, but they've normally got football on, and they sell export Guinness, which is super tasty, and you can only buy in Nigeria and Kenya. And we sit there drinking Guinnesses and we talk about coffee. And we talk about all kind of things that we'd love to do, all the stupid experiments that we'd want to do, what we think is exciting in the market. And while we were having one of these drunken conversations, we got talking about naturals. Now, naturals in Kenya don't happen. The only naturals you tend to find is the Buni. And the Buni is the old, broken, not so good coffees that they will sell cheap in the market. It's not even worth processing them for. But I was saying to Brian, no, to do a natural, you need to have the same ripe red cherry that you have as for the washed. And he's like, but that's crazy. And I'm like, and you can sell it for more money. And you don't have to do a lot of it. So I'm going to show you a video now where when I was in Kenya was it in December last year? Such a different time. Me and Brian got talking about the natural. So what's happened here, Brian? This doesn't look like the washed coffee.
Yes, this is a red ripe natural. We decided to process red ripe, and we went through the channel system, separated the lights and the heavier coffee, and this is it.
It's not Buna.
It is red ripe Buni.
Buni.
Yes.
Yeah. And did you come up with this amazing idea?
I think you did.
But who actually put this into action?
Kiriga did.
Kiriga, thank you. Very much looking forward to getting this coffee. It's going to be exciting. Thank you. Okay, so this natural, it's 2 bags. It's the tiniest of tiny experiments. It's something that we thought we would try. We'll see how it works. We'll see what you guys think, if you like it. If you like it, there's a potential for us to do a little bit more next year. But 2 bags isn't enough for In My Mug. Doesn't even cover a fraction of you. So what we've had to do is it's going to be going on the website. It's gone live today, and it's going to be fairly limited. It's not going to be around for a long time because of the extra work that's gone in. We have paid a little bit more for that, so it is going to make it more expensive than the washed. So just kind of hang with us on this one. If we can get the production up, then we can get the price to be better. But it's not crazy expensive, and I think it's going to be really, really fun coffee to try. And this is something that's literally happened in the last 5-10 minutes. We were like, let's get it on the website. Let's talk about the natural because it's a really exciting coffee. But so is the AA. So why don't we go and join Gary at the roaster and see how roasting Kenyans is different to roasting anything else. Okay, so I'm at the roaster with Gary. I'm socially distanced. There is distance between us. I don't like to get close to the norther unless I have to. But Gary, so you're roasting this week's In My Mug. What differences do you find from roasting a Kenyan to roasting anything else?
Well, Kenyans are all about the acidity, so you really want that to shine. And when you're roasting them, there's a couple of things you want to do. You want to make sure the roast is nice and light, and you don't want to prolong your development time when you're in crack. So keep your heat in, be nice and aggressive with it, and just plough through. Yeah, drop it at the end of first crack, maybe just somewhere in the gap, and should be spot on.
And is it harder roasting a Kenyan than it is, say, a Brazilian?
No different. I would say no coffee is harder to roast than any other kind. They're just different. Once you understand what you want to achieve and what you want to highlight, you adjust your behaviour accordingly. So if you want to highlight sweetness, develop the coffee more when you're in crack. If you want to highlight acidity or florality, keep that development time as short as possible.
And why do you think it is that most coffee roasters, if they talk about their favourite coffee, tends to be a Kenyan? Like, why do you think that is?
Oh, I mean, it is the acidity. I mean, they are just so different to other coffees. You ever have a friend who turns around and says, "Oh, I don't like coffee," give them a Kenyan, and they'll blow their mind because they'll never tasted anything like it. Yeah.
And which one's your favourite out of the AA or the AB that we had last week? Do you have a favourite of the two?
I wouldn't say I have a favourite. They are different. The AB is a lot more tart than the double A. So I guess it's whatever floats your boat, really. If you want something that's a little bit more sweet, a little more traditional Kenya, go with the double A. If you like things that are tart and you really enjoy a bit of acidity, go for the AB. I quite like the AB myself.
Awesome. Thank you, Gary. I'm going to go and do the tasting now, and I'll be back to you in just a second. Thank you to Gary for being on the video, and thank you to Chris for brewing the coffee for me as well. It's lovely to rely on a great team of people to be able to help me put all this together. Been a lot of these in my mugs over the years, and a lot of guests and a lot of different people coming in. I'm feeling slightly reminiscent at the moment of all the fun times that we've had, and it's kind of nice to get the others on there and yeah, show that they do all of the work. But let's get into the coffee. So as Gary said, this is a much more typical Kenyan for me. It has a much more distinct profile. You can smell the blackcurrants on the grind. You can taste the blackcurrants on the taste. Blackcurrants, like lots of dark berries, you know, blueberry, hints of, but definitely dominant blackcurrant. And there's also a little bit of an apple acidity bite to it. I'm kind of thinking more like red apples, that kind of juiciness. In there as well, not so much of the tartness, more of the juiciness, but definitely very berry-like, and for me a great example of a wonderful coffee. So don't forget, the natural is going on the website. If you are not a subscriber and you want to try this coffee, you do not have long. We don't have lots of this coffee. It's selling out very quickly, and I would very much like you to give this one a try. If you're not a subscriber and haven't tried the AB, maybe do an AB, an AA, and a natural. It's a really fun combination. Listen, thank you very much for watching, but do remember, life was too short for bad coffee.